cyber awareness that empowers individuals and organizations alike to navigate the digital realm with confidence and security. So, without further ado, let's dive into this insightful journey with our distinguished guests and collectively enhance our understanding of data privacy in the ever evolving world of technology. Thank you for joining us, and let's make the most of this opportunity to strengthen our digital resilience.
Thank you, Kushbu. Thank you so much. So, now moving forward, our agenda for today revolves around understanding the basics of data privacy and related laws. Each session is designed to provide you with the insights that will empower you in the digital realm. The first session is the Introduction to Data Privacy by Dr. Kumar Gaurav. He will enlighten us with the basics of data privacy, covering topics such as the importance of safeguarding personal information, understanding privacy laws in Indian context, and being aware of online activities. So, without further ado, I request Dr. Kumar Gaurav to please take the session further.
Uh, Thank you, Nimisa, for such a generous introduction. And taking into the consideration the time constraint and other speakers and the utility and the significance of data privacy, let me start with today's agenda. As for the today's webinar, I have to discuss and to introduce the concerns and the issues related to the data privacy. But before coming to the today's agenda, let me talk about that the journey that why we started celebrating this Data Privacy Day and what is the historical perspective of that, what exactly the significance of this day. The journey started in the 1981 in the Council of Europe called 108, and they started first time talking about the data protection, but initially it started from the 2006 and 7 when they signed this treaty, and this became a significant and the most one of the most promising document, particularly as for the data protection. Initially in Europe, it was celebrated as the Data Protection Day. But in US and the other parts of the world, we later on we started moving, coined the term the Data Privacy Day. So this was the story that as for the why we celebrating this day. You know that we are living the data-driven world. When I'm saying that data-driven world, that what exactly is the idea when I use the term, when I use this phraseology, that the data-driven world? The data-driven world, the very idea that the world which we are living, this still world, the world developed through the numbers of digital transactions at the daily basis. We are developing, we are generating, we are creating the humongous data at daily basis. Be it the email transactions, be it the various social media platforms, we are generating those humongous data. And this humongous data, this data carries also the abundance of information, abundance of knowledge. Has been in the knowledge economy in that information which we are information which time how it is related to the data. We need to understand that what exactly is the data and what exactly is the information. Is there any relationship, whether the both are the terms are same, or is there any difference as such? If you find the definition as for the data and information is concerned, in the before coming to the IT Act, before coming to this Digital Data Protection, Personal Data Protection Act 2023. Before that, we had IT Act. Still, we have the IT Act. There is a provision. There is a specific provision and a definition clause. If we find out the data and the information, certainly it gives you the idea that emphasis that data and information are two different terms. But in common parlance, we interchangeably using these two terms simultaneously that both are the same. In simple terms, I will not go through that what exactly is the definition. Instead of in very simple terms, I let you know that how we can differentiate data. When we talk about, it's a raw form of information, and information is the process form of data. We collect the data for the census, we visit door to door the collected data, and when we process it, then we have the information, the education ratio, the gender ratio, the poverty level. Once we process this collected data, we have information. Although, as I said, that interchangeably in our day to day affairs, we are using the term data and information is the same. But in strict parameter, if we go, then we find that data and information are two different things, but interrelated. And also there is a relationship between the data and information. Now coming to the next aspect, as for the today's discussion, I have been assigned to discuss the area like the overview of data privacy, the concern related to the personal data, that why there is a need to protect this, safeguarding this personal information, awareness related to the social media activities, uh, and the what is the privacy law in India we have, what is the legislative framework, the statutory framework we have as for the data privacy is concerned. So before we move to the term data privacy, first we talk about the term privacy is all about. What exactly we mean about the term privacy? And when we say that privacy, that what sort of idea we gather from the term privacy? It has been said that right to be let alone. It's all about the, in simple terms, right to be let alone. If I'm sitting in my room and delivering a lecture on the data privacy, if someone is peeping through the window without my authorization, without my permission, is is not a member of my family, then it will be considered as the encroachment in my privacy. In the way I'm enjoying my life in my house, my home, it, it is considered as the interference. So the privacy is very much related to the right to be let alone. In the, if you read the very idea of that, when this privacy is converted into the right the first time, uh, if one has to understand the very journey of privacy in legal sense, then one must start the study, the concept, understanding the concept from a celebrated article which was published in 1890 in the Harvard Law Review called Right to Privacy, where Brandeis, Samuel Brandeis, and Warren and Samuel Brandeis discussed first time the right idea of right to privacy, where he considered that it is one of the basic rights. Idea was that the everyone's home is his castle, and it's such a protected domain that no one wants that anyone outsider without your permission may enter in that. That is your private space. So, so the journey, when we say that the idea of the right to privacy started much before, but they coined this term right to privacy, and later on from right to privacy, if we move in the Indian context from the 1890 article of Harvard Law Review, and when we talk about in India, the right to privacy, that how judiciary established from starting from the MP Sharma till the case Puttaswamy. We will discuss this part while talking about the Indian scenario of privacy. The last part of my discussion. There I will discuss some of the aspects of the judgment, that how it emphasized and settle the dispute related to whether the right to privacy is a fundamental right or not. We will discuss that part in the last part of our discussion. So moving further, as I said that we have traveled along from the right to privacy in 1890 in the Indian context till the case Puttaswamy. But between these transformations, that the concept which we discussed the privacy in those days, that those days we discussed the privacy in the physical domain, and now we are talking this privacy in the digital framework. It's a more a concern about the digital framework. Here, the today's discussion, we are more focused that are how in the digital realm that privacy is a we need to understand the privacy, that what are the concern which we need to differentiate when we are discussing the privacy in the physical domain and when we are discussing the privacy in the digital domain. For that, we need to understand that what exactly this digital framework which we are transacting, this platform on which we are discussing right now, that what are the features, what are those characteristics which are posing new challenges to this privacy, the existing privacy framework which we had in the physical domain, how it has been challenged when we shifted our transactions from the paper-based to the paperless environment. Means that when we move from the physical space to this digital space, what are the new challenges which have been posed? Look, when we say the term digital, it means that the concept which is based on the 0 and 1, bits and bytes. The very literal meaning of the term digital, that the system which is based on the binary code, which understand the only two things, that 0 and 1. Everything you write on your system, everything you post on your social media platforms, that is converted into the 0 and 1, and computer only understand this language, 0 and 1. So this we call the digital world. This digital world, or this digital platform, become transformed when we connected it through the internet. Like when we started moving from that, when I will just take 2 minutes to sum up this discussion, that the characteristics is all about. The journey of internet is started from the 1969, the ARPANET project. And in 90s, when the Tim Berners-Lee talked about the World Wide Web, we started using the internet in a commercial venture. Initially, it started as a military project of the US in 1969, but it took 2-3 decades to develop as a separate mechanism, and we started commercially in the 90s, the internet, which we are using right now. In 90s, when we started using internet, it transformed the way we are doing the businesses, the way we are doing our day-to-day affairs. It transformed every walk of life. Alvin Toffler, in his book Third Wave, he called about that there are three major revolutions took place in this world. Three major revolutions in the whole human civilization. One is agriculture. Second, he talked about the industrial. And third, he talked about the IT. As for the agricultural revolution, he talked about that it's a time frame is huge. Like when we move from the hunting age life to the agriculture, it's a huge time. That huge time is spent there as for the agriculture revolution is concerned. You know that after the Renaissance, that we move into the we started moving into the domain of industrial uh, revolution in the 18th century, 19th century. We moved 18th century. We started moving into the domain of industrial revolution. So industrial revolution, and if you talk about the internet journey, as I said, that it started from 1969. Again, there is a other 200 years or more we have as for the industrial revolution to mark that this phase was considered an industrial revolution. But when we talk about the IT revolution, as I said, the journey started 1969, and in the 90s, 95 or something, we started internet as a commercial venture. From 95s or 90s, if you talk about the development and the growth of IT, as for our every walk of life, then you will found that in comparison to the other revolution which took place, its impact factor is huge. And that's why he said that it's brought a very significant change in our life. None of the revolution brought transformation in our life the way that this digital and particularly this intel or IT revolution brought in our life. There is another author called Max Tegmark. He talked about that Life 3.0, and he said that he again emphasized this word. This life 3.0 is talking about that when we interacted with the technology and what sort of changes we are facing. There are why I'm emphasizing these authors and citing it here to make you understand the transformation which has been brought by this infrastructure to the whole society, to the whole human civilization. If you talk about the characteristics of the cyberspace or this internet, there are four basic characteristics. And with the help of these characteristics, I will let you know that I will connect the dots that how it is posing challenges to this, particularly the privacy. There are four basic characteristics of this internet or this cyberspace. That one is it's a borderless phenomenon. It transforms. It defies the geographical boundaries we have. Like you are in the New Delhi, I am in Patna, and both we are meeting in this platform. I was not at Delhi. You are not in the Patna, but both of us we are interacting in this platform. It defies this physical boundaries. First, so it's a borderless phenomenon. Second, we talk about it has speed. You, all of us, most of you are uh, uh, have not used the news, the letters, the way we people have used in our my generation. In our childhood, we use there is a letter is one of the modes of communication, whether sending the letter. Now, this is an age of instant messaging. There are numbers of instant messaging portals, WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook. There are numbers of portals available on these platforms, Telegram. Uh, these are the instant message of platform. So the another feature of this platform is the speed. It has the speed. Speed we can discuss in two framework. First, the way it enhance the connectivity with speed, or second, the way the numbers of computer and the digital platforms added to this internet. In 1969, only three computer system was attached when the first time the ARPANET project was in process. Now, if you go through the numbers, if you go through the stat, it is in the billions. The billions of computer system is connected to this network. So it expanded speed when we are talking expanded in terms of the way the number of computer is adding. Second, speed in terms of instant platform for messaging. Third characteristics of it is that interconnectedness. There is a very good saying in the realm of cyberspace that if you are accessing internet, internet is also accessing you. If you are accessing internet, internet is also accessing. It's not like that you are only accessing internet. I can give you a very simple example from our day-to-day life. Like you are listening any version or any song of Arijit Singh, and next time you have been called in from one of the members from your family just to switch off and then you go to them. Then again you come back. When you start your YouTube profile, you will find the similar sort of songs in your list because on the basis of the priorities you have set in your network, they're accessing your profile because you have said that you're allowed that you while using this app you can access my location, you can access my contact detail, you can access this, you can access that, and this way they are accessing all of your information, and according to the on the basis of behavioral advertising they shared you the list. I'm telling you, if you're searching one particular sort of thing on your platform, the similar sort of pattern is always showing. So for the YouTube profile, for me, YouTube profile, for you, YouTube profile, XYZ will be different based on his search behavior. So another feature is interconnectedness. And the last feature is that it has the anonymity. You can conceal your identity. Initially, uh, it has been said that, look, how you can say that it's anonymous, you are there and I'm here, both videos are there. But in the realm of deep fake, nobody knows that the XYZ is the same one. In the world of deepfake, we have recently witnessed this controversy in the where the one actress from the South actress Rasmika Mandana. The numbers of incidents had been reported recently. The Sachin Tendulkar's controversy, that the deepfake. So these invasion of privacy we see. So the another feature of this platform that we can conceal your identity. Now you see that you have the four features of this: borderless, it has the speed, interconnectedness, and anonymity. All of these concepts are challenging the fundamental notions of privacy. Like any video become viral in a fraction of second, fraction of minute, and invading the bodily privacy of any person, any male or female. It's a because the when we say that privacy, there are various it's a bodily privacy, communicational privacy, spatial privacy, informational privacy. There are various aspects of privacy. When you go through the judgment of privacy judgment, then you will find that there are numbers of authors have been quoted in that. One of the author called B.J. Coops, and he authored a book, authored a very good article known as the topology of privacy. When you find out the topology of privacy, that you will find out that the numbers of aspects of privacy have been discussed in that. And information privacy is one of the such a significant domain that it encompasses the various information. Like like you take a photograph, like if you install spy cam, in any changing room. We have seen that this controversy happen, that one when one of the female representative uh, 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 changing room, it has been found there was a camera, spy cam has been installed. It's a directly invasion to the bodily privacy. But when you transform it into the digital platform, it is in the form of data. It is in the form of data. Every text, it data include text, audio, video, everything. It is transformed into the data. Every audio, video transform into the data, and that is why we say that we are talking about the informational privacy. It is very much similar or very much similarity with the term data privacy. While and that is why in the privacy judgment, if you go through the judgment of D.Y. Chandrachud Sahab or Justice Chelameshwar Sahab and the two more judges, they talked about the use the term informational privacy in the right in the new domain. They talked about that why the informational privacy is the one of the biggest concern in in our life in today's scenario, and therefore they emphasize to go for in their judgment. It has been said that they need the Indian government should go for the developing a robust framework for the protection of privacy, and it can be only achieved when we have the specific framework, data protection framework. On the basis of that, the BN Sri Krishna community was set up in 2018. They on the basis of that draft, that 2019 draft for the personal data protection bill was there, and it passes through the JPC. And again, 2022, we revoked this bill and we introduced the new bill in the August between November, that is known as the personal digital personal data protection bill, and it was finally passed in the 2023. So this was the in a brief journey, as I said, that as for the that when the in that judgment the judiciary emphasized the need of a robust framework to ensure that informational privacy, because informational privacy on stake is on stake, particularly in this digital framework, and it can be only ensured uh, it can be only ensured when we protect through the data protection. So now moving to the second aspect, that what exactly the personal data is concerned. Data is of various types: personal data, sensitive data, non-personal data. There are three, or sometimes we also use the term critical data. So what exactly this term personal data is all about? If you go through the IT Act, the term personal data is not, you can find in the Data Protection Act, the recent Data Protection Act, the term personal data. In general, I'm not emphasizing or giving you the definition or the idea of personal data based on any specific law. Rather, I'm giving you the idea of personal data uh, uh, based on the understanding that how the whole world is understanding as for the personal data is concerned. The any data which carries the personal valuable information, like your name, age, name, your gender, there are mobile number, your address. There are certain information, the personal verifiable information. By going through those data, if you gather the information about a particular XYZ, those are known as the personal. So the whole data protection, you find that you see that Digital Personal Data Protection Act. We are talking about the concern about when we are talking with the data privacy, we are talking with the informational privacy. We are concerned with the personal data. Although in the act it has not been defined that what is personal data and what is sensitive data, because it has been considered that a sensitive data is one of the subset of this personal data, one of the part of the this Personal data is sensitive data, personal sensitive information. Like I'm telling you, what is personal sensitive information? Your bank account details, your PIN, your passwords, financial disclosure, health information, medical data falls under personal sensitive information. Sexual orientation falls under the personal sensitive information. Those are not the personal information by which, by going through these data, you're not identifying a person. The person is not verified from that, but through these data are known as the as personal sensitive data or sensitive data as such. So those data, like the bank account, the financial data, the health related data, these all are falls under the category of sensitive data. So our law, this current law, is not only discussing the personal; they are also taking care of the this particularly this sensitive data. There is a certain non-personal data is also. Like what is non-personal data? Non-personal data are those sort of data, although we are not getting the personal verifiable information. Like I'm giving you, if you order pizza, if you order any fast food, and then you have the all the details on this location, on this place, on this pin number, this phone number, this all these this location, the quantity, the timing, and all details, traffic data or the traffic analysis data. There are numbers of information by which you are not gathered to able to get the information, the personal information, but you can get the valuable information, like that can be used for the business purposes. Like I'm telling you that how non-personal data can be used. Like in a particular area, the student area, if I'm going to go a survey, then I will find out that how many persons are interested for pizza here. That can be only analyzed through these non-personal data. That this area, that the highest consumption rate is there as for the pizza is concerned, and also we can find out the most of the what is that generally the time frame that in most in where the short of order we are getting. So the non-personal data also are carries, although the non-personal data does not been specifically had been mentioned. Although if you go to the old version of this act, before the personal data protection bill, when it was known as the personal data protection bill, as I said, then in 2022, it has been revoked and they come up with the new bill, and which finally came into the digital data protection, personal data protection. That time it was a non-personal data. Government also set up a committee for the non-personal data to finding out the utility of non-personal data and the significance, the security concern related to non-personal data. Although this is one of the criticism also there, the exclusion of the non-personal data from the domain of that. And the next one is uh, there are certain data that where are very critical data are there, which were very concerned with the security purposes. There is a concept known as the critical information infrastructure. If you go into the section 70 of the IT Act, there is a concept of the critical information infrastructure. These are those institutions which when these institution, these organizations will be compromised, there is a serious threat to the national unity, integrity. Like I'm giving you a simple example, like the BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research, ISRO, NIC. These institutions having the huge significance at the national security and unity. When these information, these data have been compromised, these passwords, their credentials have been compromised, that will be the serious threat in comparison to when my password has been compromised and the password related to the ISRO's computer center, the BART computer center has been compromised. That is the threat level is different altogether. So on the basis of this way, I just try to in very brief. I just define the personal data. How much time I left? I have. because I thought that I explained so much in details. Uh, how much time I left?
So you can take some more time. There is no issues.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to, because the next speaker is also there. I just forget the time. Or I just saw this. It took little longer. Okay, now coming to the next stage. The third step is the importance of safeguarding the personal information, why it is needed to be protected, why there is a concern to protect. Look, when we talk about the protection of anything or the security of anything, that if we want to secure any data, if we want to protect any data, there are three basic aspects of any security is there. That is the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. When we talk about the confidentiality, it's confidentiality means the only the authorized person having the access of information asset or data asset. Only the authorized person. Like in this group, if you aware that only the authorized person may enter in this webinar who have registered. So that is this ensure the confidentiality aspect. Or like the medical data, if the medical information, the health related information you're sharing to the doctor, he is supposed not to disclose it without your prior permission to any third party. If he is doing so, there is a breach of confidentiality. So that is confidentially the only the authorized person having the access of information asset, that is concerned with the confidentiality. Integrity, only when the authorized person, like who having the authority to remove XYZ from this webinar, only the organizers having the authority to remove XYZ from this webinar. So integrity is means when the person is only the authorized person having the authority to make changes, alteration, modification, deletion in the document or information. That is concerned with the integrity. If like if XYZ unauthorizedly started removing XYZ, like then it is a breach of integrity. Like I got you enter in my room and you make certain changes in my computer system, then it is concerned with the breach of integrity. Availability means the thing should be there when it is needed. Information asset should be there when it is needed. All these security aspect, all these three. So when we say that security breach, there are three types of security, that is in confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So security breach it takes place in terms of confidentiality breach, in terms of integrity, in terms of availability. So security breaches is of all three types. So through these data security, we are ensuring or we are protecting the data, which ultimately concern one of the concern of data privacy, that who having the access my personal information, who is accessing my personal information, who cannot have my who cannot access my personal information, that can be ensured by raising the level of security. So the data privacy and data security are both are interrelated to each other. You cannot study in aloof, like if you have to raise the level of data privacy, you have to ensure the privacy of your data, then you have to raise the level of your security concern. But there are certain complex aspects. I just उतना तो समय नहीं है, लेकिन मैं एक दो कॉम्प्लिकेशंस बता देता हूँ तीनों के रिलेशनशिप में. There is a whenever you have to understand the security or privacy, there is another third party is there, that is the surveillance. So whenever you have to understand the idea of privacy, you have to understand that how it is related with the security, how it is related with the privacy, how it is related with the surveillance. Surveillance, like for the security concern, you install the CCTV camera. It will enhance the level of security, but at the same times, you may have the question that it may encroach your privacy. So there need to be make a balance among the security, surveillance, and privacy. Therefore, I was talking about that when we talk about that the important, there is a need to ensure the level of security, and when we talking about the securing the concern of personal data, then it is not only through the raising the level of technological infrastructure we can, like the using of encryption policy, using the VPN, we can ensure the level of security by the robust password, we can enhance the level of security. Apart from that, we also need to go for the stringent legal framework to strengthen the data privacy. तो जब भी हम सेफगार्डिंग की बात करते हैं, it's not only a ball game of technological infrastructure. Rather, it is also about the ball game of legal compliances, stringent legal, and that's why the government framed the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which encompasses both sort of mechanism, not only the legal measures, also the technological measures. Now coming to the fourth part of our discussion, that is the social media. I suggest you to read one book, very simple book. It's not a very the costly books, around 250 bucks, you will get this book, known as Social Media, authored by Ankit Lal. That book emphasize you the significance of social media, that how social media brought a sea change, the way we are accessing them. I'm telling you, we witnessed that the journey when we are the students in colleges, when the first time we see that how we first time when we use the Facebook in 2008, when we use the Twitter first time, when we use the Gmail first time, what was the experience altogether, and how it brought a sea change. You just analyze only before WhatsApp and after WhatsApp your life. You, because why I'm giving you this example, because this transformation you have witnessed, this transformation you have witnessed in your life, this transformation which has been brought by one single platform. There are numerous platforms out there on this social media which transform our life. This platform can make Dabbu uncle famous in a just 2 day. On a Govinda's song, he danced in a private party and he became viral. At the same time, through this social media, one obscene video, one MMS clip become viral. So this platform is a very complex environment. Biggest strength of this platform is the biggest weakness also. The same platform can be used for good purposes, for the bad purposes. मैं क्लास में हमेशा ये बात कहता हूँ, like this world is based on this digital world is 0 and 1. एक अच्छा स्टेप आपको नंबर 1 पे पहुंचा सकता है और एक गलत स्टेप आपको 0 पे बैठा सकता है. This digital world को अगर दूसरे मीनिंग में आप देखें, that one good step can bring you at the, इसी YouTube का यूज करके लोग IPS ऑफिसर भी बन रहे हैं, IAS ऑफिसर भी बन रहे हैं, Unacademy, there are numbers of platforms, and the same YouTube or same platforms can be misused for the numbers of purposes. So there are numbers of threat which has been posed, and the numbers of opportunities which has been posed, which has been provided by these social media platforms. The numbers of artists, or the numbers of new, you can say that new things you see in your life through these social medias. So both sort of things are there. But due to this social media, like recently I was talking about in initial part of in my discussion, I was talking about the deep fake. So deep fake is one of the concern there, which is the menace of this social media. This is only possible through the AI and the use of social media. The numbers of videos you post, the numbers of audios you post, the numbers of so you need to be very careful that what sort of videos you are saying, what sort of post you are going. And that's why in the your Facebook or your profile social media platform, you try to restrict the settings that who can access your videos, who can access your photos, who can share your videos, who can tag you. Make those filtration in that, the security filtration in that. Make your profile photographs. You always see that on the you make someone is making your profile. Take your profile photo, download your profile photo, or make a similar clone account and asking for the money. This sort because you haven't made the security changes in that. That is, anyone can, you made your domain public, anyone can have access, and that is a security threat. And therefore, you need to raise the level of security filtration as per your setting. In Facebook, these settings are there. In every platform, these settings that who can access, you can make it a public domain, you can make it for the private domain. It depends on you. So the social media equally having the opportunities as well the threat as far the data is concerned. Then on the last part, when we talk of the privacy law as such in India, we have as we have witnessed that starting from MP Sharma to the this Puttaswamy, we traveled along that 2 3 decades, 3 4 decades to develop or to framework right to privacy as a fundamental right. Finally, it has been settled in the Puttaswamy. And if you go through the Puttaswamy, it has been considered, it has been, if one student has to understand the privacy, बस सिर्फ आप privacy judgment उठा के पढ़ लीजिए, you have the whole understanding of privacy. There is no need to go for any book. I'm telling you, if you go through with that privacy judgment, it is a enormous information you will get through related to the privacy. So in that, that is, it has been also said that one can approach the privacy. There are three aspects has been there: legality, LNP in simple terms, legality, necessity, and proportionality. What is the legal framework that why you are encroaching the privacy? What is the state and necessity in proportionality in the same proportion which is needed? So that three terms have been discussed. So after on the basis of that, and because in that judgment it has been also asked by the government to develop a robust policy, and we finally in 2023 they developed the data protection. If we talk about the other framework, like in the IT Act, there are certain provision. If you talk about the bodily privacy related aspect, which I discussed, that the spy cam and related, the 66E is there, 72 is there, 72A is there. These provisions, 69 up to some extent, 69, 69A, 69B, also little bit having concern with the security, where the concern of security. As for the data protection is concerned, there was a provision in the IT section 43 capital A. But as we have the robust data protection legislation, it covers all the aspects of privacy, all the aspects of protection, data protection in great detail. And although with although there are numbers of criticism because we are still waiting for the regulation to come, then only we will able to see that how this act can be implemented, because there are concerns related to the child consent, related to the consent policy, the cross-border flow of data. There are certain concerns which needed to be addressed. Maybe when the government come up with the rules on the data protection, they must up to some extent they will settle these criticism and these queries. So this is a very brief. I can say that the idea of privacy and all that. So over to you, Nimisa.
Thank you so much, sir. It was such an insightful session, and I am very sure that each one of us learned a lot from you today. We will be taking the questions at the end of the session. Once our second speaker has finished, then we will discuss the questions together. Now, I would like to request
Okay,
Advocate
thank you,
Ashu
Nimi.
Uduri to
So
please.
I will be there at the I will end in the I will join at the end when the question answer session will take. Okay, I
Our
will be
next
here
sec-
only.
Our next session is going to focus on the unique perspective, which is going to have the insights into the student experiences in the digital realm, the challenges faced, and the role of students in promoting data privacy. And with that, I would like to welcome Mr. Ashu Biduri, and I would request him to take the session forward. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू नमिशा। और सर बहुत थैंक यू आपका, डॉक्टर कुमार गौरव सर, आपने बहुत ही बेहतरीन बातें बताई और हमारे लिए बहुत ही हेल्पफुल हैं ये बातें। आपके सेशन को सुनते हुए हमें बहुत ही अच्छा लगा और कुछ ऐसी जानकारी हमें हासिल हुई जो वाकई हमें गूगल से और कहीं से हासिल नहीं हो सकती, क्योंकि एक एक्सपीरियंस आदमी ही अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करके हमें बता सकता है। तो आपका बहुत धन्यवाद आपका सर। और साथ ही नेक मिशन फाउंडेशन और जो दूसरा एनजीओ है साथ में, उनका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ऐसे अच्छे कार्यक्रम कराने के लिए। जो कि साइबर लॉ एक ऐसी फील्ड है मेरे अनुसार जिसमें बहुत ज्यादा भी ना लिखा गया है, ना पढ़ा गया है, ना बोला गया। तो बहुत बहुत जरूरी है कि साइबर लॉ के बारे में भी लोगों को जानकारियां हो और उस पर भी बात की जाए। तो आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार और आप सभी को हैप्पी रिपब्लिक डे। और भारत इतने गौरवान्वित वक्त से गुजर रहा है और आप सभी को उस वक्त में अपना अपना योगदान देना है और उसी के लिए तैयार रहना है। तो जैसा सर ने बहुत सारे टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में बताया, मैं आपको कुछ रियल टाइम एक्सपीरियंस बताना चाहता हूँ जो हम बीइंग एन एडवोकेट हम देखते हैं, जो हम केसेस करते हैं, जिस केसेस में हम चीजों को देखते हैं। तो I can have it in English too, but I think being a bilingual is better for all the students. What should I do, Namisha? Should I go only in English or bilingual?
So, however, you're comfortable, if there are people who will not be able to understand in Hindi, then I would request you to continue in English. But if there is no issues, then I think you can continue in Hindi as well.
Okay, so we will continue in English now. So I have dealt with several cases related to this data and the cyber crime. So I'm sharing one or two cases with you people. There is a case pending in Delhi High Court. I have filed that case. The case is related to a child. There is a child of class 10th. I will not share any detail about the child, but I'll just tell a brief about the child. The child is in class 10th and his age is approximately 15 years. So there is a friend circle, and all the friends used to make fun of the teachers, and sometimes these the fun go to an extreme. So all the friends decided to use one app. There was an app that those students were using. So while using that app, one of the student uploaded a photo of a female teacher, uploaded a photo of female teacher to that app, and that photo converted to a nude. And after that, that photo was shared to some extent on some Instagram or on some WhatsApp. After that, the school administration took some action against that child, and that was some different issues. That child was punished and beaten by the teachers. And after that, I go to Delhi Commission for Protection of Child Rights and National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. And after that, I have filed a writ in Delhi High Court. And now Delhi High Court is dealing with the issue that should school be allowed to use mobile phones? So should students be allowed to use mobile phone inside the school or not? So this is a big, very interesting case going on Delhi High Court. I will share the judgments with the NGO, and you people can also get access of those judgments. Now I'm sharing one another case with you people. I got a case when there were two security guards. Both were doing their job at OLAX. So one of the security guard, being friends, share his credit card and his bank statement with other. And after that, the after that, his friend stolen some money from his account. So there are numerous of cases. So we have to keep our data, our account, our phone, everything. We have to keep that sacred. Now coming to another part. Uh, you people are also aware of that there is a term used, sextortion. You have, being a law student, you know the term extortion, but now there is one other term named as sextortion. And sextortion is related to a unique type of extortion in which the people used some girls call you on WhatsApp, and after that the call becomes so nude, and the girl on the opposite side is shoot a video. The girl shoot a video, and after that the girl send that video to you and ask for money. I have dealt with 2 or 3 cases in this section. तो जहाँ पे लड़कियों ने ऐसी वीडियो बना के भेजा और बोला कि मुझे 3 लाख 4 लाख रुपए चाहिए, और उसके बाद उस आदमी ने वो पैसे देने पड़े। तो ऐसे केसेस में क्या होता है, आदमी पुलिस स्टेशन भी नहीं जा पाता है और लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसी से मदद भी नहीं ले पाता है, जिससे कि प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट होते हैं। तो इन सब चीजों से हमें अवेयर रहना चाहिए। ये सब चीजें आपसे इसलिए बताई जा रही हैं क्योंकि इन सब चीजों का कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम जो है आप लोगों को फेस करना पड़ सकता है, और इन चीजों को हमें अवेयर रहना चाहिए। अगर हम अवेयर नहीं रहेंगे तो इनकी प्रॉब्लम्स हम फेस करते रहेंगे। Also, there are some offers that we people get on WhatsApp that there is a part-time work that we can do and we can earn some more money. And while on those links, we share our personal details, our contact details, and after that, some fraud can happen to us. And there are several cases of these type of fraud committed to the people. So, coming to another part which I have to deal with, what is the role of students in protect for the data privacy? Being a student, I think that people of our age, like age of 18 to 24 or 25, are well versed with the technology. We can have a discussion with our friends, we can have a discussion with our parents, or our neighbors or our grandparents. We can update about the security features, about the uses of mobile phone, laptop, and bank account uses. Like there are various payment apps like Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay. We can aware our parents about these apps, and we can tell them that how to use these apps in a secured and protected manner. Because if our parents can't use those apps in a protected or secure manner, then uh, they can be encountered by some fraud or some scam with them. Because there are several type of scams going on in which people have to click only have to click on a link, and only by clicking on that link there's some amount got transferred to another account. So we have to we have to make awareness to our society, we have to make awareness to our parents, our friends, being, because having a discussion always helps us. I'm telling you, in advocacy as well, if young lawyers like us have a discussion with our seniors, we got to know about the law from them, and they used to learn about technology from us. Nowadays, in Supreme Court and High Court, people use iPad. They use iPad for arguing the case, for presenting the documents within the court, and drafting is only with the iPad, and also filing of the cases is online. Everything is online. Hearing is also going to through video conferencing. So sometimes we learn from them and sometimes they learn from us. So technology is a very important feature, and we need to have a discussion on technology. Only after that we can have some fruitful discussion on that. Creation of data, I think Gaurav sir can tell much better, but I encounter with some figures that approx 1.7 megabyte data is created every second. Per second such data is created and uploaded on Google and various platforms. So if data is in such a big number, then it can be dangerous if we don't use data protection. So data protection and privacy is very important, because such type of data can create numerous of crimes and create a number of problems for the society. Coming to another aspect, dealing with practical life, we all of us use Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and a number of apps that we have in our smartphones. And while dealing with those apps, we grant a lot of permissions, lot of accesses to those apps. Like we grant them permission to access our contacts, access our gallery, access our camera, every type of access is provided to those apps, and we don't understand that while granting such access to those apps, we are we are sharing our data with those apps, and that data can be used in a numerous of ways for committing fraud or for anything. Like I am giving one short example to you, that you all of you are a student at Delhi University, so you must have filled the examination, or you must have filled the form for admission in the Delhi University, and you might have seen that after filling that form, you have got various emails from MIT University or from various other universities for your admission in law. How those university came to know that you are going to take admission in law? So your data is not so secured, so we have to be very sure while sharing our contact details, while sharing our details, that this data can be used, can be misused. Anyone can misuse such this data. So we have to be much careful about this. Now, coming to another aspect, like if we search something on Google, like today I search on Google that I want to buy some shoes, or I want to buy some pants or some mobile, then I got I will get notification in my mobile related to those. If I search on my mobile for a that I want to buy a laptop, after that I will find that I have got an email from Dell, I have got something from somewhere. So my every single step is being counted by somewhere. Some servers are there. I am in direct surveillance because my smartphone is like my body part. Everything I'm thinking, I'm typing, I'm doing anything that is being recorded by the mobile phone. uh, our life is completely dependent on these mobile phones, smartphones, laptops. Everything is nothing is private, everything is in public domain. Now, coming to advocacy, uh, so some real time experience I am sharing with you, that we advocates are very much dependent on this technology, these smartphones, and we are sharing our data with numerous of people, like contact numbers of our clients. We store those contact numbers in our mobile phone. Earlier to these mobile phone, the advocate used to have some diaries, and in those diaries, the advocate used to note down the mobile numbers of their clients, and many other things they used to note down. And for our cases also, there are some certain apps like e-courts and some other apps are there, and in those apps we store our case details, and those case details might be shared somewhere else because data is not that much protected. So earlier to this, the advocates used to store everything in a written format, like in their diary or somewhere in such a place that cannot be misused. But now we are using the technology, and everything we are saving digitally. Like nowadays we are receiving payments in digital forms. The client used to pay us or using Paytm, PhonePe, and some other apps. So we in advocacy we use a lot of digital media, social media, and many other things. So we also need to be like I talked about documents, files. We store all these documents, files. So many times we store these documents in like uh, Gmail, or we share these documents through Gmail. And there are various spaces on Google where we store these files, these documents, and many times these can be corrupted by some software or something else. This might be corrupted and misused. We have soft copies of our cases in our laptop, that while drafting cases we used to store our copies of those files in our laptop, and those files can be misused. Coming to another aspect, like we are very much aware about these law websites like Manupatra, Live Law, and or there are some more websites that we use while searching for case laws, while searching for while our research. Website, like we have to share our contact numbers, email IDs, our names, and after sharing such details, these details are not safe with those websites, because there might be chances that those details may be misused. Now let's discuss that what people do with our data. You being law student, you have been seen many times some news that some data has been sold on dark web, some data has been purchased from dark web, this much data has been leaked on dark web. So why the people are buying data? The important question, why people are buying data, what they have to do with that data? So let me tell you some experiences which I have. I'm telling the real time experiences because I am also associated with some political parties and some social workers and some NGOs. So I can tell you that what type of work can be performed while using this data, which people have purchased from the dark web or somewhere else. So nowadays, you know that there political parties have a lot of data. The political parties the political parties have numerous ways for getting these data, like they conduct surveys, they conduct signature campaigns, and many other things they conduct for their political works, and they issue a lot of data. And while dealing the elections, you know, there are certain PR agencies like Prashant Kishore, IPAC. You people might have known that Prashant Kishore IPAC company, and there are some other PR agencies as well. What those PR agencies exactly do? They have data, they collect data, they perform surveys, they use they calculate the cost, everything about the constituency. Thus, they you while the elections, you people might have received some messages that you have to cast your votes for this, you have to cast for your vote for that. So how these political parties are getting your mobile number or your email or your WhatsApp or your Facebook or any your contact details, how those political parties are getting? So all these datas which we store somewhere or while using apps or something else, these all datas are being used for this purpose. Like many times I have seen that political parties get these data from the Facebook, and many times I have seen that political parties get these data from somewhere else, like MCD offices or some other agencies. The political party arrange that data. And other than that, there are many surveys going on, and in those surveys our data is being used because uh, while we use Instagram, while we use Facebook, while we use Google, we we watch a lot of things. While using YouTube, we watch a lot of things, and these things are being stored digitally somewhere. And from those places, the companies or the many other PR agencies, they got our data and they analyze our data, and after analyzing our data, they form a chart or something, and that after that they present that chart to some people, and that can be used by those people. So there are many scams, fraud going on here in India, and very much aware about this. So what if Google stop work? If Google stop working? Because Google has become a very and for me as well. If I have to prepare for I used Google. I went to Google. I analyzed some facts. I got some facts. I read some articles. So all of us are using Google. So if we talk about national security or our defense system, we all are using the apps, and those apps are not originated from India, like Google, like Facebook, like Twitter, and many other apps. And those apps don't have their origin in India, and our data is also not being stored in India. Our data is also being stored outside India. Earlier as well, our government banned 22 or 23 apps which were being operated from China. So all these apps, while we use them, our data can be misused by these apps, and our defense system can be collapsed because of these apps. So we have to be very sure about using these apps. So now coming to another aspect. So what we have to do? I'm cutting short my I'm cutting short my session because sir have gone to a extreme, because sir had told many things to us. So I need to be I need to only focus about practical aspect, because theoretical sir have given us a lot of idea. So what we need to do for protection, I think there must be some laws. Although the government recently have passed a data protection bill, and in that bill, the government is focusing on having a local data storage for all the apps, I think. So government is also doing something regarding this. So I think we must have a local data storage for all the apps that we are being used, and this local data storage can be controlled by the government, and this control may help us while our defense or anything else. And other than this, we should read all the terms and condition before signing into any website or to any app or somewhere we are. If we are signing in somewhere, then we must read all the terms and condition properly while our while doing transactions with our friends or family. We must have a discussion with our friends regarding the technology growth in technology, and our 5 minute can stop a scam, our 5 minute can stop a fraud. So we have to be careful while using the online transaction, while doing things online, while surfing online, while searching things online. So we have to be careful. And other than this, we must have discussions with our friends regarding the technology growth in technology and latest technology. We must have a discussion with our friends, with our parents, and all our relatives. We must have a discussion, because this discussion will help us as well as our relatives, because while discussing we will came to know regarding some new things. Because if I'm discussing with you now, I will be able to learn more things. So discussion is very important for learning things. Other than this, recently you people have heard that there was a leaked about State Bank of India. 12,000 employees' data were leaked on Telegram, and in that data, the passbook details, the pen detail, the contact detail, the name, and the address of those employees were leaked on the Telegram. So this type of leak will create disaster for the society. If we think about the riots, like दंगे जब हो जाते हैं कहीं किसी एरिया में, that is also due to fake news, and detected it because if criminals got this data, then they can create a disaster for the society. For the governments, for the state, for the security of our country. Government is also trying to make some laws, and we must also suggest government for making some good laws, some strict laws. We should not give access to unwanted apps. Before installing any app to our mobile, we must be very careful about that app. We must at least go and study about that app, because nowadays you people know that even some people suggest me as well that if I don't have Amazon Prime password, if I don't have subscription of Amazon Prime or Hotstar or something, then some people suggest that install this app. This app will help you to access the your Hotstar or access the Prime videos. I can access using that app for once or for the twice, but my data, that is really very important, may be misused by those apps, because I can save 100 rupees or 200 rupees or even 1,000 rupees, but the misuse of that data may damage for lakhs. So I have to be careful about that. And I must tell you, UPI. You people might know UPI because all of you must be using Paytm, PhonePe, Google Pay. All of you must be using that. So one interesting fact about the UPI is that UPI is our own creation. While we are using Indian originated currency, but still, because UPI is not our own Indian originated company, but still, because UPI is there, so we our data is only within the territory of our country, and that is not with some other country, or that is not with some terrorist or some anti-state elements. So our data is within our Indian territory. And one more interesting thing about this UPI is that we can also use this UPI for payment of our bills. There are some other countries as well, like Singapore, and some other countries are like UAE and Nepal are as well using our UPI. So this type of systems must be there. Like we have NIC, National Information Center, which stores our data. So such type of agencies and much things must be there. And one more suggestion, if I have to give to the government, that I will suggest that there should be some task force for these cyber crimes, especially designated. Although we have cyber police stations, but those cyber police stations are really overburdened, and they lack with technology, they lack with infrastructure, they lack with people, they lack with there are so many lack of things that those police stations, cyber police stations, are suffering. So government should focus on these police stations and give them more power, more infrastructure, and more special trained people. And this is need of time, because if we don't provide such infrastructure now, then the coming artificial intelligence, AI, and the growing use of technology and the growing use of data can create a big disaster sometime. Because sometimes you people have heard that some of the movie have been leaked on so YouTube, or some movie has been leaked here, and these type of leaks have created have because of this such leaks, the country have suffered economical loss. Recently, some I heard about that the Korean attackers leaked one of an American movie on some YouTube or somewhere else, and because of that, America suffered some economic losses. So we have to be careful about such things, and our government should focus about the cyber laws, and must create some cyber laws, so that, and also create the cyber task force. And we also have UIDI, where our Aadhaar informations are stored. So the government is trying, but we people also have to focus on such things, because being a democratic country, our government will only do whatever we demand. If we don't demand for such things, our government is not going to do anything. Because if we demand only for religious things, or if we demand only for like lighter things, then government is not going to work on the serious aspects. So we have to suggest the government that the government has to make some laws, the government has to work for our technology easily, and technology can't become a disaster for us. So a very thank you to all of you, and I think I made some efforts to enlighten you people, and I'm very thankful for the organizers, and also Kumar Gaurav sir, because sir have shared some very important information with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much to both our esteemed speakers. I think it was an amazingly insightful session, and all of us really learned a lot. Now we would head to the Q&A session. I would request everyone to put in their questions in the chat box, and I shall read out the questions, and both our speakers can then go ahead and help us understand a little bit more about cybersecurity. Or if somebody is more comfortable in using the mic or switching on their camera and mic, so you can please go ahead and ask the questions that way as well.
I think it has been a long session, so people.
Okay, we've received a question. Dhruv Bansal has asked, what are your opinions towards the punishments for cyber crimes as per the Indian law?
Okay. So Asuji is giving our. I should start. Sir, it's up to Asuji. So should I respond to it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. Now coming to, there are two. Just
Okay.
read me the two questions. What are those two questions? First, just show me the questions.
Yes, sir. So the question is that what are your opinions towards the punishments for cyber crimes as per the Indian law?
Okay. Now coming to the cyber crime and its punishment as per the India is concerned. The first, let me tell you that whenever we talk about the cybercrime and its punishment, then we have one specific legislation which we call the IT Act 2000. But initially, when it was framed, it was focused to facilitate the electronic commerce, and that's why the till 2008 there are various less provision we have as per the cyber offenses is concerned. But after the 2008 amendment, we increased the huge numbers of provisions with respect to the cyber offense, and we include the social media related crimes as well. As for the punishment, level of punishment and the punishment which we have, the punishment is there, but the more problem is that how to enforce those punishments, and how to the reporting of the problem, reporting of the cybercrime, and how the police investigate. The problem lies in the evidence collection, and that's why although I always believe the law is followed by enforcement. We have the provision is starting from section 65 to 74. If you read the IT Act, that are huge numbers of provision. Apart from that, IPC is equally important in dealing with the cyber offenses. POCSO, there are certain provisions related to cybercrime, but the problem lies in its implementation, in its investigation, its particularly the collection of evidences is concerned. So this is the provision we have. The punishment is there, but also not a very stringent measure of punishment we have. Is except there are two provisions related to the bodily privacy, and another is related to the cyber terrorism. And the rest of the provision is not a very stringent in nature, but we have the provision. But we can take the help of IPC as well in dealing with some of the cybercrime. Now coming to the next question, what is the next one?
So, with the due to the paucity of time, we will take only one more question, and
Okay.
if you allow, and the remaining questions we can answer. So you
So
can.
for this, I should answer to one question that is regarding that how to deal when some data has already been leaked. सो फॉर दिस आई नीड टू टेल, देखो, जो भी डाटा लीक हो चुका है या जो भी आपको कोई थ्रेट है या कुछ भी है, आपको लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसी के पास ही जाना होगा। बिकॉज इफ अगर मैं आपको बताऊं कि मान लीजिए आपके साथ कोई साइबर फ्रॉड कमिट हुआ है, कोई पैसा आपका गलत अकाउंट में चला गया है या किसी ने फ्रॉड से ले लिया है, तो अगर आप 1930 एक साइबर क्राइम नंबर है, आप उसको डायल करेंगे और साइबर पुलिस स्टेशन में अपनी कंप्लेन दर्ज करवाएंगे, तो साइबर पुलिस के पास इतने रिसोर्सेज हैं कि वो उस पेमेंट को ब्लॉक कर सकते हैं, फ्रीज कर सकते हैं, वो जिस अकाउंट में आपका पैसा गया उस अकाउंट को कर सकते हैं। और आप अगर वो अकाउंट में उस पैसे को फ्रीज कर देंगे, तो देर आर चांसेस दैट यू विल गेट बैक दैट मनी। सो आप इस चीज को यूज कर सकते हैं। इसके अलावा आपके बैंक में भी आपके पास हेल्पलाइन नंबर होता है कि 24 घंटे के अंदर किसी भी अनवांटेड पेमेंट को आप वापस लेने के लिए अपनी डिमांड पुट अप कर सकते हैं उस बैंक के सामने। तो ऐसी किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को जो भी आप फेस करते हैं, आपको अपने लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसी के पास जाना चाहिए, सोचना नहीं चाहिए। क्वेश्चन मैंने सेक्सटॉर्शन का भी देखा जो भी आया है, उसके बारे में मैं बता रहा हूँ। आप ये ना कि भाई आप हैं सही तरीके से, आप किसी तरह के डैमेज में नहीं होंगे, अपनी बात उनको नहीं बताएंगे, तो फिर आप अपने आप कुछ दिमाग लगाएंगे तो आप उसमें हो सकता है और ज्यादा बड़ा लॉस कर लें। कोई फायदा नहीं होगा, लॉस अवश्य हो जाएगा। तो इसलिए आपको इसमें बेटर ऑप्शन ये है कि लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसी पे ट्रस्ट रखिए और अच्छे से जाके अपनी बात वहां पे रखिए। आई थिंक बाकी क्वेश्चंस को फिर किसी और सेशन में या कल के सेशन में लिया जा सकता है।
आप चाहे तो उनको आप कुछ क्वेश्चंस आप मुझे मेल भी कर दे, तो मैं उनके आंसर्स भेज दूंगा।
Sure.
एक चीज मैं बस ऐड ऑन करना चाहता हूँ कि जैसा आशु जी ने कहा, आप cybercrime.gov.in पे जाइए, जो 1930 है, उसके अलावा cybercrime.gov.in पे जाइए। उस पे मैनुअल भी दे रखा है कि किस तरह से रिपोर्टिंग करेंगे, किस तरह के एविडेंसेज आपको देने हैं। सिटीजन मैनुअल रखा हुआ उस पे, ठीक है, आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं, आप पढ़ सकते हैं। दूसरा चीज कि अपडेट रहने के लिए एक वेबसाइट आप नोट कर ले, और एक पोर्टल टीम, कंप्यूटर इमरजेंसी रिस्पांस टीम, आशु जी टास्क फोर्स की बात कर रहे थे। ये 24/7/365 काम करने वाला टास्क फोर्स है, टीम, कंप्यूटर इमरजेंसी रिस्पांस टीम इंडिया। और आप उस पे जाएंगे तो सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट, डेटा ब्रीचेज, कौन कौन से वायरसेस हैं, वॉर्म्स हैं, आपको लेटेस्ट जानकारी, ऑथेंटिक जानकारी इंडियन गवर्नमेंट के तरफ से मिलेगी। तो ये आपके लिए, हर किसी के लिए वैल्यूबल हो सकता है। और लास्ट थिंग कि इस साइबर वर्ल्ड, देखिए, मोर यू कनेक्टेड द मोर यू डिपेंडेंट द मोर यू वल्नरेबल। आप उसको रोक नहीं सकते। आप कर क्या सकते हैं? थिंक कर सकते हैं। तो हमेशा एक फ्रेज याद रखिए, LTC, लिंक और क्लिक के बीच में एक वर्ड आता है टी, थिंक। थिंक करना है आपको। कोई भी लिंक आए तो 3 बार, क्या ये एक्सपेक्टेड था ये लिंक आना, ये कोई जान पहचान का लिंक है, इसमें क्या मांग रहा है। अगर 2 से 3 बार आप इस चीज को सोचेंगे तो आप बच सकते हैं फ्रॉड से। सो थैंक यू फ्रॉम ऑल माई साइड।
Thank you so much, sir. I think for the remaining questions, we shall forward the questions to the esteemed speakers, and we shall get back to you on that. With that, now I would like to invite Akanksha Srivastav to present the vote of thanks. Over to you, Akanksha.
A very good evening to all of you. I stand here profoundly grateful for the honor of having such distinguished individuals join us for the webinar today, organized by Nux Foundation and Nick Mitchell Foundation. Our deepest thanks go to our esteemed guest, Mr. Kumar Gaurav and Advocate Ashu Biduri, individuals whose expertise and dedication has significantly enriched our understanding today. Your valuable insights have not only inspired our students, but has also set a high standard for the pursuit of knowledge in the realm of cybersecurity. We extend our deepest appreciation for the time and energy that you have devoted to being a part of this initiative, and your willingness to share your insights and your knowledge has enriched our collective understanding and has also set a benchmark for excellence. And to all the attendees, we would like to thank you for your active participation and enthusiasm, as it has really made a great difference in making this event a success. And a special thanks to our dedicated event coordinators, Mr. Rishabh Singh and Mr. Dinesh Chand Meena, as they have put great efforts to making sure that this event runs smoothly. And we really appreciate your contribution, sir. In conclusion, I would just like to add that thank you so much to everybody present here for the knowledge that you have given, and also for not only taking part in this event but also becoming a part of our mission to raise awareness about cybersecurity. Thank you everyone for your time, energy, and commitment to the advancement of cybersecurity. And
Okay, thank you,
lastly,
thank
I
you.
would just like to add that we are very excited to have you all again tomorrow to join us for the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you once again.
Thank you so
It's a
much,
really
Akanksha.
wonderful experience to be here. Thank you once again.
I would request everybody to please fill out the feedback form for today and tomorrow as well, in order to receive the certificates for the webinar. And as we conclude day one of our webinar series, we encourage you to to engage with us on the social media platforms and be a part of the larger conversation on cyber safety and data privacy. A big thank you to the audience and the esteemed speakers for being a part of this initiative. We shall meet again tomorrow. Till then, stay safe and stay secure, and let's collectively build a digitally empowered and secured Bharat. Thank you so much, and good evening.